Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a different video for you guys. As you guys could already tell by the title, today I'm going to be comparing two palettes, the Modern Renaissance palette and the Wet n Wild Rose and Air palette. When I saw this palette at Walmart, instantly I thought of the Modern Renaissance. Obviously the Modern Renaissance is a little bit more expensive. This is I believe it's $42. If not, I will leave the correct amount down below. But the Wet n Wild one, it's $4. It just depends where you buy it. I did see it at CVS, I believe, and at CVS it was $6.99, so it just was $1 more. But if you do buy it at Walmart, it's $5. But what got my attention from this palette was the colors look so beautiful and they're so creamy compared to the other Wet n Wild palettes. Like, you look at that swatch. A red shadow, it's very hard to make. It just depends on the lab that you take your shadow, and it depends on the press. A lot of red shadows do leave a lot of like pigments, so they do come out a little bit dry. But this red shadow looks amazing, amazing. Obviously, there's a red shadow in here as well. Well, there's two. One is a little bit more redder than the other one. This is a little bit more red, and this is more like on the purple side. They both have like a purple undertone, but comparing these two palettes, they look very, very familiar. So I'm going to be doing one eye with the Modern Renaissance, and the other eye with a Wet n Wild palette, just to see if you could compare them and if they are the same. Obviously, when I look in cheap shadows, well, not cheap, but low-cost shadows like these, it's blendability and pigment. Obviously, it is way cheaper, so I'm pretty sure they use more expensive ingredients in the Modern Renaissance. Or maybe you're just buying the brand, which is Anastasia Beverly Hills. So if you guys want to see and watch me compare these two palettes, then just keep on watching. Okay guys, as you guys can tell, I already have my face on because I'm just going to be concentrating on the eyes. So for this eye, where I'm going to be applying the Modern Renaissance palette, I'm going to be grabbing Burnt Orange, and I'm going to be using this as my transition shade. And for this side, I'm going to be using the Wet n Wild Rose and Air palette, and the similar shade compared to this one is the bottom shade that it says transition, but in the back shadow right here it says the numbers of the shadows. So the number is the number 10, but in the palette it says transition. So I'm going to be using the same brush I used in this eye, which was the M511, but it's just a clean brush. This one I have my brush, and this one I have like a lot of these, so I can use a lot of them. So I'm going to be using the shade Transition, which is number 10 on this side. Well guys, this is a both transition shade, which is from the Anastasia I used the Burnt Orange, and from the Wet n Wild palette I used the number 10, which is transition shade. They look very similar to me. Obviously, I just see a little bit more warmth in the Burnt Orange one, but to me, like far away, you won't be able to notice the difference. I just love the blendability from the Wet n Wild eyeshadow. I think if you would put the eyeshadow in the Modern Renaissance, I wouldn't notice the difference. Okay, now back to the Modern Renaissance side. I'm going to be grabbing Red Ochre by Anastasia, which is this warm orange shade. That's the color that I'm going to be using. Okay, so now for this eye, to compare it to this eye, I'm going to be going in back to the Wet n Wild palette, and I'm going to be grabbing the shade 6, which is just that orange shadow. This looks a little bit lighter than the one in the Modern Renaissance palette, but we're going to see how it forms, maybe we could just build it up a little bit and it'll be very similar. Grabbing it in a brush, it does look very similar to this one, so we're just going to blend it into the crease. Oh my god, this is insane. These colors look identical. I'm looking in my mirror. They look very, 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 very familiar to one another. It's like I'm using the same shadow, but it's not. This eyeshadow blended really good. Again, warm tone shadows like these and like the red ones are very hard to create, and the pigment has to be like A1, but it looks very nice. It looks very, very, very familiar. It looks very similar to the real color. So we're just going to be giving a little bit more definition to the eye and darkening in the eye because it looks a little bit red right now. Obviously this palette is red, the Jovany. But anyways, I'm going to be grabbing the shade Red Ochre. I'm just going to be concentrating this in the outer part of my eye, just blending it slightly into my crease. So for this side, to compare Red Ochre, I'm going to grab the shade 7 from the Wet n Wild palette, which is this one right here. And I'm just going to blend it as I did on this side, so just the outer corner into my crease. Oh my god, guys, you guys are not going to believe me. But to be honest, the Red Ochre from this palette and number 7 from this palette, I actually like the way this one blended out more. This color was a little bit more buttery on my eye. They are very similar to each other. Let me do a little swatch. You see how they're very, very similar to each other. It's just so crazy how a palette could be very similar. But to be honest, the Wet n Wild blended out a little bit more. I did have to do a little bit more blending with the Modern Renaissance palette. I had to go back in with my transition brush. Don't drop it, Jovany. And blend like the edges out. But I didn't do that with this one, but it's just so pretty. I think I'm totally going to be using the Wet n Wild palette more because I already had patterned this one, so darken the eye a little bit more. I have my 2 Morphe M200s right here, just so you guys think I'm not lying that I have 2 of each brushes. These are 2 same brushes. These are the Morphe M200 brushes. You guys can tell it's 2 and it's similar, so I'm using 1 clean one for this one and 1 clean one for this one. So I'm just going to be going into the Modern Renaissance and grabbing the shade Cypress Umber and darken my eye. And for this eye, to darken it the outer edge, I'm going to be using number 9 from the Wet n Wild palette, which is this shade right here. Okay guys, these shadows, I don't know if the camera is picking it up more, but the brown from the Modern Renaissance palette is coming out a little bit more patchy, but I don't know if it's my blending, but I've been doing makeup for 80 years, so I don't think it's my blending. But the Modern Renaissance, the brown shadow is coming out a little bit more patchy, or like on my outer part of my eye, like right here. But the Wet n Wild looks a little bit more smoother on my eye. I don't know if you guys could tell, or the camera's picking up. Like, do you guys see that harsh line right there? That is the Modern Renaissance one, and this is the Wet n Wild one. So right now I do like more the Wet n Wild one because I don't know why, for some reason the Modern Renaissance is coming out a little bit more patchy. I don't mind it, but you could see like that dark line right there, and I've been trying to go back into my transition and blend it out, and it's not going away. But It's looking good. I like the very similarities of each palette, and the colors that you could get from this palette are very similar to the other palette. So we're going to be going to the lid now. For the Modern Renaissance palette, I'm going to be grabbing the shade Primavera. And for all my shimmer shades, I do use a setting spray. So I'm just spray my brush and apply it like I normally do. I'm going to do the same thing to the Wet n Wild one. So for this side, I'm going to be grabbing the shade 3, which is this one right here, and it's very comparable to the Primavera shade. So I'm just going to see how it looks on my eye, and obviously I will be spraying my brush with a setting spray. I don't know if you guys could tell, but the Modern Renaissance palette has, the Primavera shade has a little bit more pigment and more shine to it than the Wet n Wild one. The Wet n Wild looks a little bit more like just like a shimmer shade. This looks more like a wet, like a metallic shade. Obviously that's what I prefer, but I'm not mad at the Wet n Wild one. It is a little bit more like on the neutral side. That's not something I always go towards to, because if I'm gonna wear a shimmer shade, that bitch better be having like some glitter in it or something. But I do like the shade, the shadow. I did have to apply a little bit more shadow on this eye than on this one, but for now I'm loving more the Primavera shade from the Anastasia Beverly Hills palette. So you guys, I'm just going to be applying a little bit of liner and a little bit some lashes, and then I'll be right back. And I'm going to be doing the same thing I did on the top to my lower lash lines, just so I won't go through that process again, and I'll give you guys my final thought on these palettes. Hey guys, I already applied my liner and my lashes. At the end of the video, I did like the look. I really like both palettes, but I do recommend more the Wet n Wild palette, because I feel like it's a very similar look and they both look very alike. This is $5 and this is $42. Why would you buy a $42 palette when you could find a $5 palette that's gonna make your look very similar? It's just very surprising how two palettes could be very similar. But again, I do recommend the Wet n Wild palette if you have swatches, man. But yeah, I really love this one. The only color I did not like from here, it's the shimmer shades. I feel like they should have been a little bit more pigmented, but it's a $5 palette. That's what we should expect from a $5 palette. Obviously, it's not gonna be like Kevin Aquan eyeshadows or like Marc Jacobs eyeshadows, but this is a very good palette. I do recommend it more than the Modern Renaissance, but I do love the Modern Renaissance palette as well, and I would buy it again, honestly, if I ever finish it, just because this is such an amazing palette. I love the palette. The shadows are amazing as well. But yeah, so those are my thoughts on both palettes. If you guys like this video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Hit that ring notification sign just so you guys get notified when I upload videos. YouTube is going through some crazy shit right now. My lashes are wonky. Anyways, just hit that ring notification bell just so it can notify you when I upload a video. YouTube's going through this weird stage that it's not notifying people, or it's not showing my videos on their subscription box. So if you guys want to leave me comments down below, go ahead. I love reading your guys' comments. And all the products used in this video will be down in the description. Also, it's on my social media, so you guys can follow me there. Thank you guys so much for watching my video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.